So we've all seen the incredible hype around these powerful AI agents, right? The ones that are supposed to be our assistants, our researchers, our coordinators. But, if you've ever actually tried to chain them together for a really complex job, you know the reality. It can turn into total chaos and fast. So how do we fix this? Well, there's a fascinating new paper that lays out a blueprint for taming that chaos, and that's what we're going to break down today. And this, right here, is the heart of the problem. On one side, you've got this incredible promise. These intelligent agents, often powered by these super creative, non-deterministic large language models, are supposed to handle these big multi-step projects. But then, there's the messy reality. These systems are just so brittle. The tiniest error can cause a total meltdown, tasks fail without a peep, and when it all goes wrong, good luck figuring out who or what is actually responsible.
So why are they so fragile? Well, it really boils down to a few key things. For one, they're usually stuck on a rigid, pre-planned path. So if anything unexpected happens, the whole thing just falls apart. They also don't have clear boundaries, like what is an agent even allowed to do? And maybe most importantly, when something does go wrong, there's no system to figure out who's accountable or, how to adapt and recover. It's basically a house of cards.
Which brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do we get from these fragile, unpredictable chains of command to something that actually feels like a robust, reliable, and genuinely trustworthy team of AI agents? Okay, so the source material we're digging into here proposes a pretty radical shift in how we think about this. The whole argument is that this isn't just about writing better code or coming up with cleverer prompts. The real problem is a governance problem. It's all about how we structure and manage these autonomous agents. I mean, this quote just nails it. We've been trying to solve AI delegation like it's a technical puzzle, right? But what if the answer isn't in computer science, but in organizational management? What if it's all about creating real systems of authority and accountability?
Think about it like this. The way we do things today is like hiring a bunch of super talented but totally unmanaged freelancers. That's our non-deterministic AI for you. It's brilliant, but completely unpredictable. The new idea is that we need to start acting like we're building a company. We need to create a deterministic structure with clear roles, contracts, and real management to steer all that unpredictable talent and make sure we get reliable results.
So if we're going to build this AI company, we need the same tools that human organizations have relied on for centuries. We're talking contracts that spell out exactly what an agent can and can't do. We need clear chains of accountability, ways to establish trust, and, this is huge, protocols for when things go wrong, a way to escalate a problem up the chain of command.
So how does this big idea turn into something we can actually build? Well, the goal is to wrap the flexible, non-deterministic power of the AI in what the paper calls the last mile of deterministic code. It's a structured framework that brings predictable, reliable governance to the AI's actions.
And here it is, a 5-step pipeline. It starts pretty logically. You break down the big goal and pick the best agent for each piece of the puzzle. But step 3, that's where the magic really happens. You formally transfer authority and responsibility by creating an explicit contract. From there, you monitor everything. And critically, you have a plan in place for adaptation and recovery if anything goes sideways. It's a complete managed process for any delegated task.
Let's really zoom in on that contract from step 3, because this is that deterministic code in action. The contract explicitly defines the agent's authority, like what specific APIs is it allowed to call. It sets clear boundaries, for example, a budget it absolutely cannot go over. And it defines accountability, making it crystal clear who is ultimately on the hook for the outcome. Suddenly, every action is traceable, it's auditable. And having that structure is what makes something called adaptive delegation loops possible. So instead of a rigid plan that shatters at the first sign of trouble, the system can now react. If one agent fails, the task can be given to another, the problem can be escalated to a manager agent, or the whole plan can be revised on the fly. This is how you build resilience into the system.
All right, so what's the ultimate payoff for all this structure, all this governance? It's about finally being able to move beyond these fragile, brittle agent chains and start building large-scale, genuinely trusted ecosystems of AIs that can actually work together.
The real-world implications here are huge. We're talking about a future where architectures are built around these explicit contracts. AI safety gets a massive boost because every single action is traceable. And this is the key that finally unlocks the door to building those big, reliable agent ecosystems that can tackle truly massive problems.
So, to put a fine point on it, the before picture is this. We've got these loose, non-deterministic chains of agents calling tools. Yeah, they're powerful, but at scale they're fundamentally chaotic and just plain unreliable.
And this is the after picture. The future isn't about stamping out the creative, non-deterministic spark of AI. It's about managing it. It's about creating deterministic governance around it, using these explicit authority contracts. That way, we get the best of both worlds, that incredible creative intelligence and rock-solid, reliable execution.
So where's all this going to matter the most? Well, imagine complex AI research assistants delegating data analysis to highly specialized models. Or think about huge enterprise workflows where AI agents are coordinating tasks across finance, logistics, and HR, all seamlessly. You could even see a future with autonomous economic agents making transactions all governed by these explicit, trustworthy contracts.
Which leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought. As we're building these systems of contracts and authority and accountability for our AI agents, are we just writing clever programs anymore? Or are we in fact designing the very first truly autonomous digital organizations? It's a pretty profound question about the future we're building, one delegation at a time.